place, and on how an enterprise can able to start using an SCA strategy in their existing DevOps model or a DevSecOps model. These are some of those things that you can definitely go ahead and start with. You can always start left, which means the development team, look at what they are procuring, understand how they are procuring, why they are procuring, and what are the risks. So they'll have to start left. And I would say, when I say start left, I mean, it's not a shift like we used to say in a security environment. This is all about starting left. So the developer is responsible of procuring these OSS library in a secure and a safest way possible. The enterprises can always start small, so they can, do it with one or two teams or one or two business units, and then build success stories around it, and then create a champions around, and then set up the whole new scenario of moving towards different business unit or the different teams in order to use or redo that success. The security awareness that's a great way to, in order to if you want to create some of those security champion, so that you have to inculcate that security aspects within the development team. So that's very important. So whenever you build a success story, you always have to go for a periodic awareness of the development team, so that they stays up to date, and then they move to more aware, and then they start scoring in a way that should be needed automatically. So the idea is to go for a self-demand or self-mode of security assessment to an automated approach of release, go ahead, or release auto approval in that CI/CD fashion. And then the idea is to go step by step, so that you can set up all those continuous feedback in your way forward, and then bring on the bigger items, bigger business units in the way. That's some of the guidance that I've seen in my experiences with different organizations. Now, if you look at some of those reference architectures that brings in the DevOps and the DevSecOps model, I mean, if you look at the DoD software factory, or the Pittsburgh University, or the CloudBees or Tech Eras, all these reference architectures show you one thing, that the security process has to be included as part of the DevOps or the DevSecOps model. The reason being is, if you're going to start small, if you're going to start early, then you will save a lot of cost and effort of identifying the vulnerabilities back into the production, and then work on where your reverse engine or your way in order to create a fix that you already moved back at 2 weeks or 3 weeks back. So the idea is to get a continuous feedback around what you are building, fix that on your way forward, and then eventually your releases will go vulnerability free, or I would say a critical or high at least vulnerability free. And I want to bring attention to another fact, that there is Sarita mentioned about an auto approval or starting small. So having these security process inculcate in the DevSecOps model will help derive those decisions of development team to the ops team. All right, now how Fortify can able to help you in the application lifecycle management. So if you look at from left to right, that's the path you usually application team or the infrastructure team can take its due course in order to move their functionality or the feature to the production. Now, the initial first few stage where the developer is committing a code or building a application or testing out the some of these features, they get to use those static assessment, those